Scooby-Dooby-Doo has a film that's poo, but there's also another one. It's called Scooby-Doo 2, and it sucks too. And I wish it was fun, but it's not.
Like Zoink Scoob, this movie's gonna blow!
So obviously we're talking about the Scooby-Doo movies. Oh, shit!
Oh, you do that pretty well. I do.
Oh, thank you, motherfucker!
I can kind of do shag!
We could probably make a better Scooby-Doo movie than these. So let's talk about the film that we originally ended the Nostalgia Critic on. And then the follow-up, which we just did a psych parody for kind of no reason.
Yeah, and I mean, who knew that's when we were going to quit the NC again? I mean, it's all over.
Well, that's why everyone was saying, like, are you going to quit NC again? I'm like, no, just,
we should have just...
We do a psych parody.
We should have just spread that as a rumor just to fuck with people.
Actually, yeah, we should have. That would have been fun.
Yeah,
so you
terrible
got these
people.
You got these Scooby-Doo movies. I mean, I grew up with Scooby-Doo. It's fine. That's always how I describe it.
It's a mystery for kids.
That
for some reason involves a stoner, a possible lesbian, and some dick in a neck scarf.
An obvious couple that, are obviously doing stuff behind the scenes. But
they're living in sin.
It's
like Zoink Scoob, we got kicked out of the van again! What's going on in there?
Something about that combination, though, has led to so many incarnations. It's still going. There's all these different versions, and some about that group. So this movie comes along that, honestly, when I heard they were kind of doing it, I saw like a poster, I'm like, that could be kind of funny, kind of making fun of it. Again,
And
like the Brady Bunch movie.
Then we saw the trailer.
And then we saw was Raja Gassano, who actually back then was not known. You could argue he's still not known now, but he's known among us because we've had to see a lot of his movies. And from what I hear with the first one, that it was originally supposed to be very adult. It was supposed to be like the Brady Bunch movie. It was supposed to be a satire, but kind of last minute, maybe from the direction, but that's just really mean speculation, they decided to make it family friendly and really cutesy.
I smell, as in all things, studio intervention.
But at the same time, I think because if this guy did some good movies, then I'd be like, oh, that stinking studio.
I think it was...
They probably saw it and was like...
I think it was both.
This can't work for adults. We gotta make this for kids.
Either that, or they hired him because they took a more adult script and they were just like, okay, lame it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, from what I heard, like, you could even see with kind of the filming, there's this real cynical side to it. It's a very cynical movie, but it doesn't have the comedy or the cleverness to back it up, and I wish it did. I think maybe they were trying to go for... The only thing I can figure is like a Galaxy Quest kind of thing. That's the only thing I can kind of put together. But it doesn't work for...
I feel bad putting those two in the same sentence.
Yeah, but it's...
Galaxy Quest isn't perfect, but I love that movie a lot more.
Yeah. So you have this movie written by clearly a good writer. He'd go on to do Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff, and you can see like a good, funny script trying to get out, and then the second film comes along, again, not that badly written, in terms of the comedy.
We kept kind of sitting there confused, and we're just like, this isn't a bad joke, but something's not right here. Like, on paper, this would have looked fine, but the way it's shot and filmed and acted, it doesn't work, and... That goes to the director, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that'd be... we've seen his other work. Could be a very nice man. I just hate his movies so much.
Unlike Uwe Boll. He could be a very nice man.
We know he's a dick.
Yeah.
So the second film, I think, is a little better. Maybe because they knew going in, okay, we had to make this half funny, half for kids, and again, the writer's trying to get some comedy out of it and trying to...
The second film was more colorful. I wound up, not being interested in the story at all, but I was just looking at the production design. It
looked very... It was creative.
This is way more fun to watch than the first one was. Even though the story's probably even worse, maybe, technically. I don't know. It's really fucking matter. It's like you're splitting hairs by that point. What's worse, Scooby-Doo 1 or 2?
But no, I do remember with the second one, we were kind of saying, we kind of well, this sucks, but it is better than the first one. Because, again, I could at least remember some things from it. The sets were better shown. The jokes, when they did them right, were funny. I remember, there's one They have the stupid doorbell joke. What could happen by ringing a doorbell? Of course, they fall in this debt trap, but they see, like, Girl Scout cookies, Jehovah's Witnesses, like all these other people that were caught in there. That's funny. That's
Which strikes me as like, that's a James Gunn joke. Like, I'm like, there's good jokes tucked in here. Like, he was trying desperately, like, come on, one of these has to make it through the Hollywood homogenizer. Like,
well, even as kids' jokes go, some of these are actually good. Like when they get there, you know, there's, excuse me, you want to buy some cookies? And then next to her is the Mormon saying, you know, have you heard the good news? And Scooby says, yeah, there's cookies. That's a very cute joke. That's actually very, very funny. But it's just done so awkwardly with everything else, and it's so unsure of itself, throwing in sound effects and quick shots and dance sequences.
I'll give you that's a joke. I'm not sure I would use that.
I thought that was a good joke. I thought for a kids movie, I thought that was a very
maybe
cute joke.
Maybe for a movie aimed at 5-year-olds, that wasn't too bad.
I was gonna say, for a very innocent joke, I'm like, that's cute. That's a cute joke. And I thought the idea of them going to a bar where all of the masked people, the ex-criminals go. What a great idea!
Well, that's where the satire is coming in. I'm like, okay, so again, I feel like that's what James Gunn was trying to do.
You do whack the mole with the little Scooby heads. They're throwing darts at Freddy's face. It's like, that's really
I feel like James Gunn was trying to kind of like lovingly make fun of this concept, and then the director was just trying to make a movie for toddlers.
I feel like someone was telling us about the Scooby-Doo comic that's out now that's actually explaining why all the characters are the way they are. Like, Scooby was actually like this, some sort of like CIA dog that was given this advanced intelligence. They're kind of like these super machines, but Scooby was kind of like the dumb one out, like he was the mistake, so that's why he can't talk right, he's not as smart, but it's him trying to overcome that, and it's like, that's really clever, and I feel like there actually can be a lot of clever things that can be done with this idea of taking this weird setup but kind of poking fun at it. And I feel like the second one particularly started to do that, but it was just constantly trapped in its own piece of crap. Hollywood system, bad directing, world, I don't know. So it is kind of a shame, because I think you could get some funny stuff out of this. I guess we are with some of like these spin-offs and comics and such, but yeah, it's a shame, because again, you can see, you know, with the set design they're trying, with the writing they're trying, and the design of some of these monsters, and they tried to get the monsters from the cartoons in the second one, there's this legit attempt. It's just not harnessed by talent.
Ditto. I got nothing. Like, I'm like trying to remember what happened in the first film. I'm like, Rowan Atkinson was a ghost. That is all I fucking remember. And I'm thinking of the second film, I'm like, yeah, okay, I will comment on that. That was probably the most fun I had, was actually seeing the monsters from the cartoon show come back, including the 10,000 volt guy, which was always my favorite monster.
I said it was a pirate in the video. It's a miner! I'm like, sorry.
I'm still kind of fascinated that when that ship was like careening down Broadway or whatever town.
That was a good effect!
I was like, you know what's scary is these look like better effects than the new Ghostbusters movie has.
Well, no, we throw that in, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, now that I've seen it, for the most part, yeah. So that is kind of sad.
I do feel bad I didn't give a shout out to Scott McNeil either, because I've done stuff with him before, and I didn't recognize him. He's the bad guy voice, you know, Mystery Incorporated, and he's such a cool guy, and I didn't recognize it. So that's a tribute to his talent. But yeah, I forgot to make a joke about that.
But yeah, oh man. I got nothing. It's just such a waste of time. Like, I will say, this is the difference between like kind of like meh movies that have some moments of brilliance. Like, I would say the new Ghostbusters movie and Scooby-Doo is, I can't even talk about it. I can talk about the new Ghostbusters movie all day. What works, what doesn't. I just got nothing for this. It's just, it went in one ear and out the other, so...
I think the only other thing that's popped into my head, I remember, is that they kind of attacked, and this gives you an idea of like how this could have been funny, but it's like, it didn't work. They really attacked Scrappy-Doo in the first movie, and everybody hates Scrappy-Doo. Nobody likes that little pipsqueak.
Except for that one guy you always know. It's like, I don't get the hate for Scrappy-Doo, and you're just like... I respect you, but I'm going to chloroform you, throw you in a car trunk, and leave you for dead in the middle of a cornfield.
Wow, you really hate Scrappy-Doo.
I fucking hate Scrappy. Now
Puppy power!
you want to get me started on something? I'll talk about that. Fucking Scrappy Doo ruined what was otherwise a great series. He is the fucking slime. He is the Slimer to the real Ghostbusters. He was alright in a dose or two as like a special guest, but then when it became the fucking Scrappy Doo show, fuck that shit.
So we hate Scrappy Doo and love the idea of making fun of him, even making him kind of the villain. Again, it's a funny idea, but if you don't watch the show, you're not going to get it. And even if you do, it's everything else is so mindless and it's such fluff that when you throw in something just so cynical and so harsh, it's like throwing this puppy on the side of the road and then he's peeing on Daphne, like all this really weird shit. It's like, this doesn't connect. This really doesn't go
that was
together.
James Gunn. Like, that was his contribution, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
that was probably the harder edge film he was trying to get out. And I don't know, when it's all said and done, I feel like the best Scooby-Doo spoof movie we got was that 5-minute section in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. All I know is why we're following some dick in a fucking neck scarf. Shut up, you hippie old feature to the goddamn dog.
And then
like
they all get high.
And then Daphne and Velma are making like that was the best Scooby-Doo movie. Like, and that is the funny thing is that was also the only good thing in that fucking Jay and Silent Bob movie, Strike Back. So.
That's what I thought, could sort of make a good Scooby-Doo movie. That's when I kind of got excited when I heard they were making one that's just like, no, it's for kids and it's not smart, it's not funny. And like I said, the only thing that we got, I think, with the second one is one or two of the jokes work, and it was visually better. I just remember all the ghosts and all the creature, all the sets in the first. It was way too cluttered. It was way too crowded. With this one, it knew how to show it off more, and I liked looking at it.
I never thought I'd say this, but my problem with the second one in particular is it's not even a good mystery.
Yeah. No,
I complain about a Scooby-Doo mystery letting me down, but I'm like, okay, so it was really this guy, but you never established that we had Mission Impossible style masks like that. So I'm like, what the fuck? So why wear two masks? Like, it didn't make any
well, there's no
sense.
clues that connect to who the person is. And like I said, and the original Scooby-Doo cartoons, they are clearly for kids. The mysteries are for kids. But they still establish clues. They still have it where they try to throw you for loops.
It's always the same. It is never the creepy looking guy that looks so obviously like he would be a monster. It's always the side character who's there for 5 minutes who seems friendly enough, but mysteriously isn't really in the rest of the episode all that much.
So that's, you do catch on to it.
Spoiler alert.
But what I like is that it does allow kids to still figure it out. This doesn't let kids figure it out. You just kind of have to guess.
I'd be amazed if the kids stayed awake for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Particularly the first one. I feel like the second one, at least kids might be able to get through that better, but...
And every adult immediately knows who it's gonna be in the second film. Obviously, it's Alicia Silverstone. I mean, there's no way around it. It has to be Alicia Silverstone. But then they try to throw in that extra twist. No, it's actually this guy that we show for a couple seconds in a flashback, and it's like...
Lame.
That's lame, and that's cheating.
You let me down, cartoon mystery.
And even with the first film, it's obviously Rowan Atkinson, but then they throw in the twist that it's actually Scrappy. That I would have liked. I wouldn't have minded if they made it funny, and they didn't make it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay, well, you just reminded me of what happened.
Yeah, and he turns into the monster at the end. It's like, this sounds like a funny idea.
That does sound like a
Doesn't
funny
it
idea.
sound funny? But
it was so bad, I obviously forgot about it.
It was so poorly done. I always feel like this is one of those films, I just feel sorry for James Gunn. Because clearly this is a talented dude and he's done a lot of other stuff.
I don't feel fucking sorry for him, not now. I would have years ago, but now...
No, but people are probably coming up like, oh, you wrote Scooby-Doo, and it's like, it's actually not that badly written. They're not horribly written films.
Who's going to come up to him and do that? Because you know his reply is going to be like, yeah, and I'm doing Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Excuse me while I light up my $100 bill. Like, what?
That's true. He is a funny writer, so he probably has to come back on standby always. Trying to think. Only other thing I'll say, the impressions, the guy that does Shaggy especially was very good.
He's trying so hard.
He's trying the hardest.
Like,
everyone else is on, okay.
Yeah, they're okay, but was it Matthew Lillard? Is that who's doing it?
Matthew Lillard does Scooby. Shaggy.
Yeah, he's like, I feel kind of bad because like, man, he's putting his all into it, and it's just...
And we know
it just all goes to waste.
We know Sarah Michelle Gellar is good, and a lot of stuff.
Bothers me. I'm just like, that's fucking Buffy. What are you doing to Buffy?
Freddie Prinze never had any charm or interest.
No,
so,
I never got the appeal.
I mean, all you have to do is say the lines, and that's what he does. He does it fine. And then Velma, we know, went on to be Wendy. So we know she can be funny. But
well,
yeah.
I think most of them know how to be funny.
Yeah. Even Freddie Prinze.
So.
Man, we haven't seen him in anything funny, so maybe we can. We just have not seen it.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I will put my faith in the prince. But yeah, no, no. I got nothing.
Yeah, I think that's about all we can say about these movies.
It's maybe the lamest one we've done. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably the shortest, which for us is probably like 10, 20 minutes, something like that. But
it really shows you how bad you know what? It shows you how bad the movie is in not even a truly awful way that you can just rant about it for like an hour about how bad it is. Because like I could do that about Cat in the Hat or fucking Mamma Mia any day, but this just left no emotion, no impact, nothing. So maybe that's actually worse, because it didn't even have the honor of sticking out as something that god awful. Or like Gem. Fucking Gem.
Every time you just see him at cons, anytime somebody says, "Oh, the Gem review is so great," he has like a flashback, just like fucking Gem.
I grip the fan by like the collar. I'm like, I've seen things. I've seen things.
So, but Scooby Doo is not that. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bad. So if you want to see it, Scooby Dooby don't, because I'm sure no other critic has ever made that joke. So,
that was pretty forced, Scoob.
Rock you in the ass. So, yeah, that's about it, and we'll talk to you later.
The thought occurs to me, maybe your voice is only in my head.
Maybe I'm not even here.
Oh, fuck!